We are the painters of our world. We are creators. We decide what goes.
We're here with Dr. Scott Thayer. He is the president at Cypress College and founding member of Amend. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Been here for a couple days watching 1,300 people walk into this building. How does that feel to have this many people in here?
It's outstanding. I mean, it feels the energy when people walk through, when I walk in. This is a time of year that is an opportunity just to really recharge. And seeing this many people in this space around this work is truly, I become speechless.
I know it's a leading question, but since you just opened it up and being the founding member of Amend, is this what you dreamed of or is it just beginning?
You know, when we first met, it was about what can we do in our roles as new administrators, new leaders in the system for students who looked like us, because we had mentors who supported us on our way up. And so almost 20 years ago, you know, at a conference, you know, a group of 6 of us saw each other in a room and we looked very different than everybody else. So we were able to sit down together, start talking about, well, what is our path? What are the things that we're going to do? How are we going to create something that's sustainable for people like us? Because we've had great mentors. You know, we stand on the shoulders of our ancestors. And so we wanted to make sure that we did something and not just get into a job and collect a paycheck.
Now, I heard a rumor that you're moving to a larger facility next year, right? Does it get too big at some point, or is there even such a thing as it getting too big?
No, it's never too big. I mean, it's actually small if you think about it. I mean, think about the impact, you think about the need. You know, it's critically important that we're doing something and these young men get a chance to see what the possibilities are. Because if we don't show them, all they get to see is what they're watching on, you know, on their phone, social media, at the movies, and we know that's not the depiction. We know that's not who we are. And then when they get to hear these speakers that we have and learn about their history, you know, you see it in the way they walk and the way they present themselves. On this conference, you look around and everybody is dressed to a specific thing that associates not just with the men, but with their college, you know, and being men. And so that's really what we wanted to instill, because that was instilled with us. How do we do the things we need to do and make sure that we're successful? And it's not about the individual, it's about the collective effort.
Speaking of doing the things you need to do, we really want to impress on our audience that you need to go to a community college. How important is it for young people watching to attend a community college and join the Amend program once they get there?
Well, I'm a community college graduate. You know, I transferred, I experienced it. It's some of the best teachers that I ever had were at community college. It changed my life. You know, I started at a university, it didn't work out, and I ended up going back to a community college. Best decision I made. The best coach who was the best teacher that I had, because he believed in me. He told me that if it doesn't work out there, when you come back, I got a spot for you. And to his word, he kept it. And I was able then to blossom through his attention to me, to say, you know what, I see something in you, so I'm gonna help you. And that was something that for me is, how do I do that for others? Because it was done for me. You know, through my family, but also through these educators who said, I'm going to do this because it's the right thing to do, and I see that you're going to be able to do things. So this is just my way to pay it back for those who you know, filled me up.
That's fantastic. So you're a young African-American male, you walk into a campus, you don't see a lot of us on there a lot of the time, but he needs help and he needs to join Amend. What's that process look like?
You know, it's always good we have charters on a lot of our campuses. Now we're almost at 50, I believe just over 50 student charters. So just connecting with a counselor, with somebody on campus who they feel comfortable with, and then asking about, how do I get involved? I mean, that's really all it really takes. You know, students do their research, but it's about how you feel. It's not about what they can, you know, read. You know, I think the people are critically important, you know, because it's the people who do the work, who help get our young men to where they need to get to. So I think for students looking for support, looking for mentorship, Amend is the place they can find it. Because it's not just Amend, it's the network, it's the allies in the work that we can connect them to. So it's, you know, start with us and we'll make sure that they find their way through this process.
So what is your favorite thing about the Amend conference?
To be re-energized, to be together in this space and community, just to be together. That's critically important, and we don't do enough of it because it's healing.
So Dr. Scott Thayer, on behalf of the Educate Elevate podcast and California Community Colleges, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Painters of